Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thanks for viewing my video. In this video I'm going to give my review of The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. This book was the June read for On With the Band, a Fable book club moderated by MJ, reading this life at M-J on here. This story is set in the 1930s during the Great Depression. The story centers around the Joad family. They have a farm in Oklahoma where they raise crops. There are bad dust storms through the Midwest. This was what was referred to as the Dust Bowl. Because of the dust storms, their crops fail, and so they're not able to pay their mortgage, and the bank forecloses on them and takes their farm, forces them off their land. The Joads are just one of many families that are having this occur to them. This is around the same time as there are big farm machines that can do a lot of the work that the individual farm families did and do it a lot quicker, a lot more efficiency. And the banks have these farm machines. I'm not sure what they're exactly called, but the banks send these machines to the farms to do this work, and actually sometimes even to knock down the houses of the families. The handbills say there's plentiful work in California. They paint a real rosy picture of the work situation out there. The Joads decide that they have to move to California to find work. They make some modifications on the truck they have so that it can accommodate 12 people, 11 members of the Joad family, and a former preacher who has befriended the family, and some possessions that they will need to navigate the trip to California, which is a 2,000-mile trip. Truck isn't the greatest to begin with. It's not really something you want to make a trip like that with, but they are desperate. It takes a lot of faith and desperation to make a 2,000 trip like the Joads and others are making. The story of the Joad family is interspersed with chapters that talk about what the mass exodus to California was like, and also what it was like in California at that time. The two most important characters in the story are Ma Joad and one of her sons, Tom. They center the story. They're the backbone of the family. I don't think it's really a spoiler to say that what people were sold it was going to be like in California and what it was really like were far different. The story goes from there. The author writes great prose. He writes very detailed descriptions. I could really picture what he was talking about in great depth. The story is slow-paced because of how very descriptive it is, but that didn't take away from my enjoyment of it. I didn't always agree with what the characters did, but I was invested in their story. The Joads were very resilient in the face of tremendous hardships. This is a sad, very disturbing story, but the Joads and others do have little pockets of joy in their lives. There are deaths and grieving in this book. There are animal deaths. There is very detailed description of pigs being slaughtered and being prepared so they can be eaten. One character likes to run over animals while he's driving. There are abusive police. There are beatings. There are some killings. Some Christians are portrayed in a poor light. There is a bit of spice, more talk than anything else. It just was a little surprising than in a book that came out in the 30s, at least to me. Nothing graphic at all, just mentions of it. There is some talk of spousal abuse, not actually done, but talk of it. There is some talk of disciplining children in a way that I think in 2025 many of us would find would go too far. Again, just talk, it wasn't actually done. There is a bit of racism. And now there's a couple content warnings I just want to, I feel I have to provide them, but they are spoilers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a text at the bottom of the screen, bottom left, that says spoiler, so you'll know when it starts and when it ends. The first is that there is a stillborn birth. The second is that there is a man who is starving. He's in very poor shape. He needs nutrition. And a woman is able to provide this nutrition to him by providing what would have been the milk that would have gone to her child, the stillborn child. I'm not always sure what I can say on YouTube, but I'll just say in that situation, she's providing the milk directly. Hopefully that's understandable. I recommend this book to anyone who wants to know what it was like in the Midwest in California during Dust Bowl times, the deprivations people had, the difficulties they had just trying to survive. And I also want to recommend it to somebody who wants to read about a very resilient family who was just faced with a lot of difficulties, but they don't all get through them, but how the family stays together and keeps pushing forward. If any of the concerns I mentioned are a problem for you, you may not want to read the book. I rated the book 5 stars. For me, it deserves its reputation as a great American classic. Next, I'm going to veer a little bit into political territory because I'm going to talk a little bit about why this book is banned. So, because I know not everybody wants to read that, I will put a text in the lower left-hand corner saying political discussion or something of that nature. And when I'm done, I'll remove it, although there's really not going to be anything more beyond that except my outro. So if you don't want to see me talk about why it's banned, you've seen everything else I'm going to talk about. So I did a search, and here's what comes up. It's kind of in Bing, it summarizes it. Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck has faced numerous bans and challenges since its publication in 1939, primarily due to its themes and language, but is not currently banned in most places. Historical context of bans. Initial bans. Upon its release, The Grapes of Wrath was met with a significant backlash, particularly from agricultural interests who felt the book portrayed them negatively. In Kern County, California, where many migrant workers settled, the book was banned from libraries and schools shortly after publication. Officials claimed it depicted local farmers as inhumane vigilantes and criticized its language and themes. Reasons for censorship. The book has been challenged for its portrayal of migrant workers, its use of profanity, and its perceived communist themes. Critics have labeled it as an anti-American and subversive, leading to its inclusions on lists of banned books in various locations. Current status. Not currently banned. As of now, The Grapes of Wrath is not banned in the United States or most other countries. That's not actually quite true, which I'll talk about a little later. However, it has faced challenges in some schools and libraries due to its mature content and themes. For instance, in recent years, some school districts have attempted to ban the book, citing concerns over its language and political implications. Ongoing challenges. The book remains a frequent target for censorship, particularly in educational settings. It was one of the most challenged books in the U.S. between 1990 and 2010 and continues to be scrutinized for its content. Conclusion. Grapes of Wrath is a significant work of American literature that has sparked controversy and debate since its publication. While it's not currently banned in most places, its history of censorship reflects ongoing tensions regarding literature that addresses social and political issues. The novel's theme of poverty, inequality, and the struggles of migrant workers continues to resonate, making it a relevant and powerful text in discussions about social justice today. I'll say, in just my opinion, is that some of the things said here, that this book is way more relevant to today than one would hope, considering it came out in 1939. And for that reason, I think it would be good for people to read. I searched on PEN America. I searched in 2023, 2024, their list, 2022 and 2023, and 2021 to 2022. There's actually only one place I found it's banned. It is banned in Wisconsin. Well, it says banned by restriction. Banned by restriction, which I suspect what that means is maybe there is a way to read it, or maybe it's just higher classes or whatever, I don't know. But it's banned in Wisconsin in the Eckhart Area School District. And says initiated action and formal challenge administration. So that's the only place I found this banned right now. So, which kind of makes sense in a way, because some of the things that were talked about and the reason for banning, compared to books that you have today, it's pretty mild. I hope you're having a wonderful reading week. I hope you're having a wonderful week in general. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please subscribe, please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.